What's up, everyone? Today we're here to watch Bora City's new video about BTS's teamwork and why most boy bands don't last. Now, I did watch the video about why the boy band hiatus doesn't apply to BTS, which also compared some things that happen with boy bands and BTS, but it was more about the hiatus. Here, I guess it's gonna be about teamwork and the group lasting. And now that we know that all the members are enlisting, being reminded of their teamwork gives us even more hope of their comeback. Even though we're all like 100% sure basically that they are coming back, even more reassurance doesn't hurt. But anyways, let's watch the video.
Recently, the NSYNC members reunited after 20 years to release an OST for an animated film, and I came across a clip of an interview where they say something that caught my attention.
Yeah, One Direction's an amazing band, but you have five guys that are amazing singers and great soloists, so when they come out and do songs, it's like you fight over where is this gonna be. We kind of knew we sucked at singing certain things. We fell into our spots and we knew our place, you know. It was like I knew I'd be the high stuff, these guys would do the leads, Joey would be in the middle, and Lance would be on the bass. It was a lot easier since we started with a sound rather than five amazing vocalists. I mean, not to say we're not, but I just did.
Well, he thinks it's because in One Direction's case, everyone was kind of like an amazing vocalist and could shine as a solo?
Five amazing vocalists. I mean, not to say we're
that
not,
caused problems?
I just did.
I don't completely disagree with everything they are saying, but all of this did make me think for a while. Is it possible to have a vocal group in which all the members are extremely good singers? Does a group can only have one or two frontmen or frontwomen to last? Does this apply to BTS, the current biggest group in the world? These are their...
Well, I don't know if it does, you know, now that I think about it, because they're all amazing soloists. They've already shown that, I mean, they can obviously pull out an album, their solo promotions, solo performances, and do a great job. Also, when it comes to frontmen, I mean, we know RM is the leader, but
does this apply to BTS,
I feel like everyone
the biggest group in the world?
has an important
These are their main points. And remember that this is not about bands. It's about vocal groups, in which all the members' instruments are their voices. Number one, it's easier to start with a sound rather than individual vocals. Number two, group members that fall into their spots and know their place, like NSYNC, work smoothly. Number three, when all the members of a group are great soloists, like One Direction, they're going to fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. Let's take this apart. And yes,
you have to be somewhat selfish to be in a group and start fighting about wanting the spotlight, right? I mean, if you have someone in a group who just wants to shine, wants the spotlight, wants more attention, then that's gonna cause a lot of problems.
Fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. Let's take this apart. And yes, this is going to be one of those videos in which I overanalyze one small piece of content because why not?
Oh, this whole video is based on that one thing they said in the interview.
The first point is that it's easier to start with a sound rather than individual vocals. I agree with this. This is actually how BTS started. Hip-hop and R&B were their first big inspirations. The vocal line singing in harmony and the rap line taking turns for the rap parts were very present in their first trilogy of albums known as the School Trilogy. With time,
right, we always got the vocal part, the rap parts, although I guess afterwards even the rappers started doing some vocals and everything.
Each member started finding their own sound and leading certain songs. With even more time, every member started having solo songs in both BTS's albums as well as in their own solo projects. So I totally agree. It's easier to start with sound rather than individual vocals, but you cannot do this forever. It can become repetitive and boring, not only for the public but for the members themselves. That's why Cher and NSYNC lasted longer than One Direction, but they also broke up relatively early in their careers. Another one of their points is that One Direction didn't work out because they were all amazing singers from the beginning. But in my opinion, One Direction did not start with 5 amazing individual vocalists. They actually started with one sound, just like NSYNC did. This sound, not evolving, was Zayn's main motivation to leave the group. Zayn wanted to do more R&B, but his songs and even his natural voice recordings were always rejected. So starting with sound...
Well, I guess it's hard to have a group and to keep everybody satisfied, you know? So a lot of boy bands, or most, don't last, but I feel like, because it's just really rare to have a group that does last and where everyone agrees with each other and cares a lot about each other and worries mostly about the group.
Is fine, but the sound needs to evolve. Especially with boy bands, members start young, so it's unnatural to maintain the same sound forever. In the case of BTS, they've been over a decade together because they allowed themselves to evolve their sound. Sure, the classical BTS R&B harmonies from their school trilogy are still present in their songs, but it's not all they do. As soloists and as a group, they do more genres and sounds than any other group I've seen in my life.
Got a point. I mean, they've done so many freaking genres in the past, and then if you listen to like one of their first albums and one of their recent ones, you can't see a difference. You can't see how much they evolved.
Number 2.
I don't know if like how it is with other groups outside of the K-pop industry, but as we know with K-pop and BTS and all of them, like they do more than just their music. I mean, they are always busy and work a lot because they always provide so much content, probably to not have us get bored or anything like that and not have us leave the fandom. So outside of music, you know, we still got a bunch of BTS stuff.
Number 2. Group members that fall into their spots and know their place work smoothly. It's okay to start with a sound in mind, but that usually comes with certain roles. That's what NSYNC said. One did the high notes, one did the bass, one was at the center, etc. But I don't think you can realistically fall into your same spot forever. That is exactly why most Western groups disband early. Knowing your place in the group can help a lot to prevent conflicts related to performing. It's a very professional stance, but it can and it will almost definitely limit growth. Because at the end of the day, the NSYNC members can talk all they want about their group working out, but they only lasted 2 more years in One Direction, and they did end up breaking up because Justin was secretly planning a solo career. Their words, not mine. Of course, One Direction's breakup,
like I said, it's hard to have a group where everybody just like wants to stay in the group.
Planning a solo career. Their words, not mine. Of course, One Direction's breakup carried more conflict than NSYNC's breakup. But just because NSYNC took the most professional way of doing things doesn't mean that this is the best way and the best outcome a group can have. They are simply not a good example for longevity. In K-pop, they will be considered just one more group victim of the 7-year curse. Falling into your spot and knowing your place in the group are things extremely common in K-pop. Each member falls into a very specific category.
The lines that they always make, like the vocalists, the dancers, the rappers, center visual
Group are things extremely common in K-pop.
Although, are those ever official, or are those like fan, like chosen by fans? That's one thing I never knew, if like the company actually has these roles or not, or maybe some do and some don't.
Each member falls into a very specific category. Lead vocal, main vocal, sub vocal, lead rapper, main rapper, sub rapper, lead dancer, main dancer, etc.
Well, they probably have that, right? Like the
vocal, lead rapper,
the lead rapper, lead dancer, lead vocalist,
main rapper, sub rapper, lead dancer, main dancer, etc. Western boy bands don't have these exact names, but groups like NSYNC follow a similar structure. So if it's not working with Western groups and it's not working with K-pop groups, why do you still think that this is the correct way of doing things? Maybe K-pop companies notice this, because with time, and whether K-pop fans want to admit it or not, with the increased global popularity of BTS, it became less common for the members of a K-pop group to have designated positions. Maybe
that's why I haven't really seen it much. Maybe because this is true and that they kind of stopped doing that.
This is because when BTS debuted in America, there was not really a recognizable main guy or a main rapper or a main dancer. They all dance and they all perform. So the response by K-pop companies was to debut groups in which all the members are almost the same artist. They have a similar color of voice, a similar personality, a similar vocal range, a similar dancing ability, and even a similar appearance. I'm not saying that this is good or bad. In my opinion, it can work sometimes, but other times it's just boring, especially for a Western audience that likes finding a unique trait in each member of a group. All the members...
Yeah, because when I think of like a bunch of the famous and biggest K-pop groups, it's like everyone does seem unique. Like everyone has their own special thing, and that's why everyone can have like biases or like someone a bit more than others.
Members of a group not overpowering each other doesn't mean that they have to be the same. With BTS, there's no uniformity, there's cohesion. They are all very different people with very different skill sets. Each of them plays a unique role in the group, just like NSYNC said they did.
And nobody outshines, right? We got, even though they are, some might be better at like singing, and some others are better at dancing, and some at rapping. I've never really felt like one's just been shining over the others in the songs or their music.
Their positions are not set in stone because they're.
You can watch their performances and be like,
just like
oh damn, yo, J-Hope popping off with the dance and Jim in it, but then Jungkook comes in with his vocals and V and Jin, and then suddenly the rappers come in, start rapping all cool.
NSYNC said they did. But their positions are not set in stone because their sound is also not set in stone. A variety of sounds allows each member to find a wider variety of voices. With each sound they do, they rotate their positions in the group, even inspiring them to try new sounds in their solo projects. In 2013, no one would have thought that RM would release acoustic songs in which he only sings, or that Jin would choose to dance full choreographies in his solo songs, or that J-Hope would choose to release a rockier sound in which he doesn't dance. This is the benefit of not just falling into your spot. It's important to recognize what you bring to the table, but longevity will come when you allow the members to find more than one skill they can bring to the group.
So they experimented in the past. Supergroups as a concept. Oh, yeah, I have heard about these supergroups. They kind of like, they gather like a bunch of big artists, big names, and bring them together.
Number 3. When all the members of a group are great soloists, they are going to fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. This comes with the assumption that in a group, there has to be a lead role. And if every member fits the lead role because all of them are extremely talented, the other positions will be forced and unnatural. This point was my main motivation to make this random video, because I disagree. Each BTS member has proven over the years that they are amazing soloists.
Yeah,
I believe that's exactly what sets them light years apart from other boy bands or K-pop groups. I'm not trying to say that there's not a single group apart from BTS in which all the members are capable of being amazing soloists. But what I am saying is that they are not successfully bringing those unique talents to their groups. I've talked before about K-pop's attempt of a supergroup, which is formed with members successful as solo artists or as members of other groups. But I believe that one of the many reasons they did not work out artistically is because they all kind of lower their abilities to match each other in songs that don't favor them, instead of being different unique pieces of an interesting puzzle. In my opinion,
and if you think about a lot of groups in BTS, they start off as a group, I guess, together, and then from there try to like fit into their role or discover things together. Whereas this whole super group concept is kind of the opposite, right? You already have people who are already established and have their own role, and you try to fit them in another place. So that could be another reason why supergroups don't work.
Favor them, instead of being different unique pieces of an interesting puzzle. In my opinion, that is the only way a group full of talented artists can work. A good non-K-pop related example is Pentatonix. By themselves, they have different solo careers, and together, they are probably the most successful a cappella group, and they've been active for more than 12 years. When they are a group, each of them brings something to the table. Like NSYNC recommended, each of them has their own position: tenor, baritone, soprano, percussion, and bass. But their variety of sounds allows all of the members to be at the center and be the backing vocals at some point or another. When a very talented artist is surrounded by other very talented artists, there has to be selflessness. You will have your moment to shine, and you will have to help your teammates shine as much as you.
That's probably the main reason why most boy bands don't last.
Your moment to shine, and
because there's always going to be maybe one person who does want to shine or thinks more about themselves instead of the group as a whole.
You will have to help your teammates shine as much as you. This is the only way I've seen supergroups truly work. For example, BTS's first Grammy performance was thanks to RM's work as a solo artist. The nominated song was Old Town Road, and only RM performs in one of the remixes, but he decided to share his 50 seconds in the song with all of the BTS members. I'm not sure other group members would have been selfless enough to lift their groups along with them. But for BTS, this is a common practice. Each BTS solo career are 7 different opportunities for them to redirect audiences to BTS as a supergroup project, especially in recent years. When they promote...
Ooh, never thought about that, but yeah, their solo activities maybe brought in some new people, but then afterwards, of course, they're just coming back as BTS as a group. So maybe with all of this, they brought some more people to the fandom.
To BTS as a supergroup project, especially in recent
and to
years.
The other members.
When they promote as solo artists, they always introduce themselves as a member of BTS.
I go by the name of RM of BTS.
안녕하세요, BTS입니다.
일단 슈가이자.
I'm J-Hope from BTS.
Always
I'm Jimin of
BTS.
BTS.
If only one member is part of a collaboration
sweet.
with another artist, most times they will make BTS's name visible one way or another. This was the case of Soul Town Road and BTS's first Grammy performance in 2020. It was a song by Lil Nas X, RM, and BTS, although only RM performed in the digital version. Suga's interlude, in which only Halsey and Suga perform, is a song by Halsey, Suga, and BTS. Left and Right, in which only Charlie Puth and Jungkook sing, is a song by Charlie Puth, Jungkook, and BTS.
So in the credits, they'll put the solo artist, right? Suga, Jungkook, but also BTS.
When BTS is not a featured artist in a collaboration, they will sometimes add member of BTS. Angel Part 1 and 2 are songs by...
When they are a part,
sometimes
they'll add it.
Member of BTS.
And when not, they add a member of.
Angel Part 1 and 2 are songs by Jimin of BTS. Lilith is a song by Suga of BTS. Rush Hour is a song by J-Hope of BTS. My point is that BTS takes the phrase "teamwork makes the dream work" very seriously. Of course, the why of this is another story, but in summary, their lack of opportunities and constant struggles in the industry allowed them to find out that together they are stronger. Their increasing success
and at this point,
allowed them to find out that together they are stronger.
Yeah, and at this point, after everything they've achieved, it would be extremely hard for the members to go solo and to be able to achieve more than what they have done as a group. Like BTS as a group, when they're all together, it's like just a different breed right there. The fact that them as a K-pop group were able to go so mainstream, have people all around the world know them, I mean, that is insane.
Their increasing success proved them right. So even today with their solo projects, they are constantly creating opportunities and visibility for their team. But this selflessness goes beyond their group projects, because for them, this is more a mindset than a strategy. Even when they are performing with other artists who are not part of BTS, they still maintain their teamwork mindset. This tweet says something interesting about BTS's selflessness as performers. I saw a clip of a K-idol singing a song impromptu with a soloist. He was good. He had the skill. He had the technique. The crowd was awed at his performance. The girl he was singing with, usually a good singer, seemed to be trying to keep pace. It played like a battle between two vocalists trying to best each other, with the audience passively receiving what's being dished out to them. Like this Twitter thread mentions later, J-Hope of BTS gave J. Cole a space to shine in their collaboration. This is J-Hope's song.
That's true.
Gave J. Cole a space.
Yeah, I too was surprised, when I saw the song, that J. Cole's verse was long. It was like half the song, and J-Hope kind of saying like the pre-chorus, the chorus, but it did feel like a big part of the song was J. Cole,
to shine,
which didn't make J-Hope outshine him. It was kind of like a song together.
In their collaboration. This is J-Hope's song. He is doing the promotions. He is doing the performances by himself. But he still gave J. Cole the spotlight. And BTS does this with every artist they collaborate. They make the featured artist one more member of BTS. I think this is more than just being respectful. Yeah. When a collaboration or a...
When I think about it, if I do think of collaborations, it's true. They give them everyone their
Group
chance
look
to
more
shine.
like a competition rather than a union of talents, it shows. So I agree that it's very hard for groups to work out when they are all extremely talented. But BTS has shown that it's not impossible. When groups in which every member is a star truly prioritize teamwork, the results will always include success. But there has to be real teamwork. There has to be real selflessness. Just think about all of the BTS members doing their mandatory military service together. The younger members don't have to go for another 3 or 4 years.
They're
But
going
since
now.
it was time for Jin to go, then they are all going now. This way they can all
Yeah, they can reunite as soon as possible, and it maximizes the time that they can be back together.
reunite as soon as possible. You may think this is obvious, but no other K-pop group has done this. They always wait until each of them reaches the age when they have to go. They prioritize their personal interests, which I'm not saying is bad, but it does show BTS's unique teamwork.
Yeah, at this point, BTS probably just didn't want to risk not having all 7 of them together for a long time. They know, we know, HYBE knows how important it is for 7 of them to be at BTS.
In conclusion, I mostly agree with what's being said in this clip. It can be a lot easier to focus on sound rather than individual vocals. It's true that group members that fall into their spots and know their place tend to work smoothly. It's true that when multiple members of a group are great soloists, they are most probably going to fight for the spotlight. But I think all of this being true most of the time makes BTS an even more impressive musical act. Against all odds, they overcame every obstacle. They survived their first years with not many opportunities. They became the biggest group in an industry that only allows groups from big agencies to be at the top. They made a name for themselves in an industry that doesn't truly welcome foreign music. They paved the way for Korean artists to have global visibility. And they remain as proof that being in a group does not automatically mean talented people being limited. When done correctly and sincerely, the members of vocal groups can bring the best of each other and create art that relates to many.
Well said. Yeah, the main reason why BTS is as successful as they are and is still together is just teamwork. Everyone thinking about the team instead of just themselves, which is rare, is hard, and is also just luck, because whenever a new group is formed, the first thing you see, right, or maybe when they have people auditioning and they're trying to choose who they want for their group, you can do that in the beginning, but it's luck because you don't know how each member in the group is gonna think and feel in the future and after doing this for a while. Because yeah, maybe in the beginning everyone in the group seems like they care about the group and want to succeed together, but then after a while, maybe 1 or 2 or a couple people in the group kind of want to go solo or kind of want to do their own thing. And all the members of BTS throughout the years have always shown that their priority is in fact the group, even though they all did solo activities in the past year. They never stopped talking about the group. They never ignored BTS, and they always talked about 2025, the return, about ARMY, and many times they have all showed their love for each other. But also, let's think about some realistic things as well. One, I'm sure the members know that even if they tried to go solo, it'll be very tough and not likely to be able to achieve what they can as a group together. And also, secondly, at this point where BTS is now, if any of them decides to want to leave and go solo and do their own thing, it is going to piss off a lot of people in the fandom, which will make things even harder. But that's only because BTS as a group is just a rare thing where they've already achieved like the most that even like a solo artist can do. If someone in a group wants to leave to go solo, it could be because they feel like they can achieve more, or they feel like they're being limited, or that they can't shine which, as Bora City already proved in the video, BTS have found a way to make it work, make everyone's talent shine, be successful, win a bunch of trophies and awards, and become mainstream. So for the members here, it's just not really beneficial to leave this. And after struggling together, that obviously made everyone just a lot closer. But yeah, that was a nice video. More things to keep our trust in BTS. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching.